Hello, all you Dominion lovers out there.
Boo.
And welcome to Undeclared Bajor. I wrote that in a completely nonsensical place in my notes. Give me a second. So today we're going to do our recap of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 5. It is usual spoiler warnings apply. Spoilers up through this season, but not for future seasons, and we may spoil Soylent Green and stuff, so watch out. Yep. So, in many ways, Season 5 was a return to normalcy. Odo, Quark, Worf, and Dukat all got their grooves back after being banished from their respective peoples in Season 4. The war with the Klingons ended, and the Federation-Klingon alliance was reestablished. The nuisance of the Maquis was ended once and for all. But it was also a season that took our characters to some very dark places. Jake Sisko learned the brutal reality of war. Kira and Odo both found the ghosts of their dark pasts coming back to haunt them. Quark confronted the reality of just how far he's willing to go in his pursuit of profit. And Captain Sisko himself, while on the one hand embracing his role as emissary and deepening his love for the Bajorans, also found himself making some questionable moves as he continued his journey through the ambiguous moral landscape of the frontier, where the gradient between light and dark is so gradual that an unwary man might find himself lost in the shades of gray. In between these moments, we saw life go on as it does, with new and rekindled romances, a few breakups, and a new baby. But all the while, the Federation and the Dominion found themselves on a collision course that became harder and harder to steer away from. And collide they finally did. And Dr. Bashir was a changeling for a lot of it.
And we got new uniforms?
Oh, and we got new uniforms.
Yeah.
So, quite a season. And we had a good amount of time travel shenanigans.
Just the right amount, one might say.
You think two time travel shenanigan episodes is the
I think
one
so.
Good one?
Yeah, exactly.
Is the right amount of time travel shenanigans?
I have one interesting note about Season 5 in here.
Okay.
And it's that the writer's primary goal during the season was to get the show back on the track they'd been on in Season 3. Because as you may recall, Season 3 was supposed to conclude with Homefront, and then Season 4 would open up with Paradise Lost. So it would be, the Dominion thing taking the 4. But partway through Season 3, Paramount's like, nah. Stuff isn't working. We want you to do something to shake things up. And that led to the war with the Klingons, right, which then that arc took up Season 4. And so coming into Season 5, they're like, okay, we got that Klingon crap out of the way. We did what Paramount said we had to do. Now let's get back on the track that we wanted to be on. With, we're friends with the Klingons again. We're moving towards a fight with the Dominion. And Ira Stephen Bear specifically says, Season 4 threw us for a loop with the whole Klingon thing and bringing Worf on. So the seminal thing about our 5th season was we wanted to get back on track. We were moving back towards making the shapeshifters and the Dominion our enemies, not the Klingons. I don't want to have the Klingons as our enemies.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's
So I don't think the Klingon War arc was bad. It was an interesting shakeup. It did allow give us an excuse to bring Worf in, which I think overall is a positive turn. But it feels like a blip. Like it's there and then it's gone again. And in the overall, my overall memory of Deep Space Nine, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, it took longer than I remembered.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I think if it had taken any longer, that would be way too much for that story. Because I think, like our good friend ISB said, there's so many more interesting conflicts and stuff that they've set up. Why do we have to do this Klingon stuff now?
But we found a way to wrap it into the Dominion story and make it fit and actually contribute to how scary the Dominion is because of what they managed to do there. So I think that they make it work really well.
It became kind of like about the Dominions just meddling, their shapeshifter infiltration and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, the way they did it was pretty good, but maybe they could have done some other stuff that would have been even better. I mean, I guess we'll never know. So
right, yeah. What would season 4 have looked like without this the Klingon War?
They could have done. Weren't they going to go? Wasn't Vulcan going to secede or something?
Oh, right. Yes. No, we talked about that because you're right. It was in there. I don't think that I like that storyline when we read about it. So,
I mean, maybe they would have done that really well too. Who knows?
Could be.
I guess we can talk about our episode top 5 and bottom 3. And as luck would have it, we have exactly 5 episodes that got double captains. So
nice. That's a pretty captain heavy season.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 episodes where at least one of us gave it a captain. So
we're captaining left and right.
And if you want to talk stats, last season, your average was, according to this, 2.46. Mine was 2.62. This season, we both went up basically a half point. Like, your average was 2.94, mine was 2.90. So,
well, we had very few, as I recall, ensigns this year. I think maybe one. So
there's only one ensign. I think definitely gonna talk about that in a second. But.
Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me that we would go up, given that we're not using that low one very often.
Yeah. And I think just there's a lot more consistency in those middle ratings. So anyway, so the 5 double captains are Apocalypse Rising, Trials and Tribulations, In Purgatory's Shadow and By Inferno's Light, and Call to Arms. Which is good that you rated that as a captain, because I already had marked that on the spreadsheet. So, I think I know what order I want to put these in, but you have any thoughts?
Let me think. I feel like in Purgatory Shadow and By Inferno's Light are probably going to be at the top for me, but which one is which, I would have trouble saying. Oh, I don't know. Trials and Tribulations. It's so different. It's so standout that. No, I think I would put. Yeah, I'd be those two, the 2-parter, but I'm not sure on the order, and then Tribbles, and then the season premiere and the season finale. Probably the season finale before the season premiere for me.
All right, I think for me, I would put Trials and Tribulations on top.
I can't fault you for that.
And then I would put actually Call to Arms under that.
Oh, okay.
And then I would put the 2-parter, and then Apocalypse Rising on the bottom, which is, I guess, the one part we agree on. So
yeah, we agree on what is number 5.
What's a good compromise there? So,
I'm okay with putting Trials at the top, so I'm good there.
And then we can put Purgatory and Inferno under there, and then do Call to Arms, and then Apocalypse Rising. I guess we have to pick what we like better. I'd have to rewatch to really figure out what my preference is, because I think By Inferno's Light, I'd say, was on top, but
I'm torn because there's some great stuff in there, but there's some stuff that I was like, they didn't pull out. Like, I don't feel like they pulled off the Bashir Changeling stuff as well as they could have in the reveal and stuff, but it's got all the good prisoner camp stuff, whereas the first one has the good stuff leading up to that, but you don't get much of the prisoner camp stuff, which I think is the high point. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think I liked all the Garrick moments in Infernos.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where he said goodbye to Tane, right?
And where he had all of his claustrophobia and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that like I said, I think the prison camp stuff in general is probably the best part of both of the episodes. So I could see putting it on top.
All right, so we'll put Trials and Tribulations on top, then By Inferno's Light, In Purgatory's Shadow, Call to Arms, and then Apocalypse Rising.
Okay. Fair.
And those are... So Trials and Tribulations is the number 1 on IMDb with 9.3.
I'm not surprised at all.
In Purgatory's Shadow... Or By Inferno's Light is 8.8. In Purgatory's Shadow is 8.7. Call to Arms is 9 even.
Ooh.
And Apocalypse Rising is 8.2. And the only other one that has at least an 8 was Children of Time, which, has an 8.1, bafflingly. So, or maybe, if you like that episode, you're totally allowed to like it. We're not that big on it, so.
Yeah.
I would not have expected it to be that high among Deep Space Nine fans, but.
No, and just even within this season, I'm like, really? You're putting that on top of some of this other stuff that I thought was really good? I mean, maybe, not Captain, but still?
Yeah.
Like the ship, nor the Battle to the Strong. These are some that we both gave like Commander to, and so I'm just like, really? That's above that? Okay, if you say so.
For our third worst, I think we have a tie. We have Children of Time, I think, is eligible for our third worst. The Ascent is eligible for our third worst. And Things Past is eligible for our third worst. The Ascent and Things Past, you both gave Lieutenant Junior grade.
And you gave Lieutenant Commander.
And so we both gave Lieutenants to Children of Time.
I feel like the Children of Time is the more consistent that we're both under the line with. Yeah. So I think that one has to go.
I'm perfectly fine with that. And then our second worst would be The Begotten at a total of 3.5.
Yeah.
And I am totally fine with that. Yeah. And our absolute worst is Let He Who Is Without Sin. And I am very fine with that.
Honestly, I've forgotten which one that was.
That's the one where they went to Ryza and...
Oh, yeah. No, that fits.
So... I think that especially is a very deserving episode of its spot on this list.
Yeah. How do we compare with IMDb on those?
So, Let He Who Is Without Sin is by far the lowest with 5.5.
I'm glad they agree with us on that one.
Right. And 5.5 is, for Deep Space Nine, a very low rating on IMDb. And then their second lowest is A Simple Investigation.
I mean, I can kind of see that, yeah.
Yeah. I think we both felt that was kind of like a
Yeah, it was a middling episode. I think we both put it just above the line.
And Ferengi Love Songs was their third worst at 6.7.
I'm not going to blame anyone for disliking that. I think we both felt there were redeeming enough qualities to put it above the line, but I can see where people
I totally get, because it has a really weird tone and like, we talked about, you can listen to that review. Leans really heavy on kind of like some sitcom type storytelling. So
there's a guy in the closet.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any other surprises. The Ship had a 7.9, so it's just under the 8.
Yeah, I buy that.
Looking for Parmok, 7.6. I liked it more than that, but let's see. Nor the Battle to the Strong, 7.5. The Assignment, 7.3. I think if we were going to re-review The Assignment, I might give it higher than a Lieutenant Commander, but I'd have to rewatch it.
Okay.
Things Past and The Ascent both had 7.4. Rapture had 7.1. Darkness in the Light, 6.9. That's the one that you gave a captain, I gave a lieutenant.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of averages out.
Yeah.
The Begotten, 7.8 for the Uniform, 7.8. Dr. Bashir, I presume, 7.7. Business as Usual, 7.2. Ties of Blood and Water, 7.1. Soldiers of the Empire, 7.6. Not a lot of big surprises here. Blaze of Glory, 7.5. Impact Nor, 7.7.
We got a lot of like high middle here, which is not surprising given that I think we felt the same way about the season. There's a lot of high middle.
Yeah. And in the card, 7.7. So I think overall, definitely, I think we've talked about this before, but consistency, I feel like the consistency was a little bit more there. Not all the time, but...
Yeah. The complaint that I had through this, like, half of the season was there's a lot of these, like, focused on one or two people episodes where it's like, there might be some significant stuff in there, but it doesn't feel like a must-watch because it doesn't have much to do with the big overall.
Sometimes I like it when they spotlight a character, but I think we both were getting a little fatigued by the end of...
That's what it was. It was so much of it.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, even call it Children of Time, it has the important revelation of, like, where Odo finally reveals his feelings to Kira. Which, overall arc of the series, that's actually, or for their characters especially, that's something that we built to for a long time, and that will have ramifications. And so it's a big turning point in that relationship. But other than that, why watch the episode?
Right.
Like, someone could just say, oh, by the way, in this episode, Odo reveals his feelings to Kira, and then you move on. Because...
Right. So, yeah, I mean, overall, pretty good season. If you don't have any extra thoughts, we can jump into what I suspect is everybody's favorite segment, the quizzes. So, I, for various reasons, have 2 quizzes.
Me too.
You want to go first?
Sure.
All right.
So I'm going to start off with what I think is the easier one here, because
okay.
I feel like in some of these past seasons I've softballed you some, and so I came up with one that I'll save for my second one, which I feel like is intriguing but difficult.
Okay.
So the first one is going to be kind of going back to some stuff I've done. I found an interesting site where a guy reviewed the episodes and the entire season, like each one of them. And if anyone's interested, you can go to jammersreviews.com to find the reviews that I'm using. And right. This person has reviewed lots of Star Trek, lots of sci-fi, but I like the way that he has a 5th season recap section where he kind of recaps his reviews of the various episodes. And
okay,
most of them are written in a way that I felt was like they're well written, but a lot of it is vague enough that I can give you the review and see if you can figure out the episode. I did cut most of them up at least a little bit to eliminate some of the specifics.
Sure. But
keeping the general flavor. So
that's Jammers Reviews, right?
Yep.
And we've taken these for our own transformative commentary. Okay.
So I'm going to read you the review that I've got and see if you can identify the episode of the season.
Okay. Pretty straightforward.
Yep. So the first one says, I think I'm the only person in the universe who wasn't captivated by this episode. Everybody thought this episode was absolutely phenomenal. Me, I respected a lot of what it tried to do dramatically, but I can't say I was impressed. My problem is that the story pushes its message just too hard, and instead of coming off as profound and thought-provoking, it instead came off as, at least to me, somewhat pretentious and self-important. I wasn't emotionally engaged by Sisko's speech for some reason, and I can't place my finger on exactly why. I think a big part of it is I found Caitlin Hopkins' performance to be very, very unconvincing. I just didn't buy it, and it really hurt the impact of the drama in the long run.
We can use an episode list for this, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Caitlin Hopkins. Who the heck is that? Kate. Is that Blaze of Glory?
It is not Blaze of Glory.
Ah. All right.
So, Caitlin Hopkins played a Vorta.
Oh, so that's the ship?
It would have been the ship, yes.
Okay. Shoot.
I don't know about finding Caitlin Hopkins' performance like unconvincing. I don't know that I agree with that.
I liked that. I liked her.
Yeah. Okay, so 0 for 1 so far.
All right.
The next one. Okay, the plot device that motivates this show's existence is perfunctory, but who cares? In a world where about 40% of Voyager's 3rd season installments were hyped as special, quote, episodes, this is the one episode that deserves to be called special.
Is that the whole thing?
That's all that I'm reading of it, yes.
So, okay. So what the premise was perfunctory?
That's what it says.
Okay, let's see.
The plot, well, really what it says is the plot device that motivates this show's existence is perfunctory.
Meaning the episode?
The plot device that the episode revolves around, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to guess that's Impact Nor.
No. Look at the list of episodes. If there was one episode that deserved to be called special.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it Nor the Battle to the Strong?
No, it is Trials and Tribulations.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant special in like an after-school special kind of way.
No, I can see that, though.
Oh. All right.
Okay, 0 for 2. Let's see. The next one is, this episode is the worst episode of Deep Space Nine ever. Mark my words, there will never be another DS9 as insultingly bad as this hunk of garbage. Period. Considering the strength of the season, I'm quite willing to forget this show ever happened, so let's just leave it at that and move on.
I mean, if that's not Let He Who Is Without Sin...
It is absolutely...
I don't know.
Yeah, no, easy.
All right.
Okay. This one says, the storyline of this episode is one of extremes. The premise is derivative and makes for a repetitive plot, but that hardly matters. The story success rides completely on the quality of its dialogue, which often proves amusing, but even more often telling. The episode also benefits from an amusing and strangely resonating closing scene that highlights a friendship that is obvious even if it will never be spelled out in spoken words. A classic character show.
For some reason, I'm drawn to The Ascent.
It is The Ascent.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
The final scene with Odo and Quark in sickbay. 2 for 4 now. You're coming back.
Okay. Yeah, making a comeback.
The next one. This episode exemplifies how much thought and substance has been put into this season of Deep Space Nine. This thematically detailed, emotionally gripping hour ranks among the best of the Cisco-oriented shows, as well as the best of the series installments. It's about as perfect as I could hope. Plot-wise, everything came together here, tying Bajoran mysticism and politics in with Federation timetables and ominous Dominion foreboding. These are the types of rewarding examples of believable consequences that I watched this series for.
I mean, I would have to say Rapture for that one.
Yeah, I mean, the Bajoran mysticism, I feel like, gives it away.
That was kind of a giveaway.
It was just, I like that review. So
yeah.
Okay. The next one. This episode went a long way to fully convincing me that the watered-down Kira from Season 4 had been removed, and the real Kira we knew from before had finally come back. Here we see the fire in her eye returned.
Ooh, Darkness and the Light.
It is the Darkness and the Light.
Yes.
I don't know that I felt Kira was particularly watered down in Season 4, but I'm glad that this person is enjoying her return to form.
I mean, we have commented on how she's definitely mellowed.
I mean, overall she's mellowed, but I don't think that she's less mellowed now than she was then, although in this episode she gets extreme for sure.
Yeah, she does get a little intense, so.
Okay, the next one. Ouch. Accepting that episode we won't use the title of anymore, this was by far the weakest episode of the season. It was bad. I laughed a little in the course of the hour, but as always, it wasn't nearly enough. The extremely predictable, distasteful Rom-Lita subplot is virtually beyond redemption. Ultimately, this was less a comedy than it was a melodrama. A bad melodrama.
Well, I mean, that sounds like it has to be talking about Ferengi love songs.
Honestly, what was that's right. What was the Rom-Lita subplot? Oh, it was the money one.
Yeah.
I did not remember that. I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't know that we talked about it felt like a sitcom. I don't know about melodrama.
Yeah, I mean, the Rom and Lita stuff maybe more so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think that was supposed to be comedic, but
it wasn't funny.
I definitely felt it was weird the way they didn't really address that properly, and they just had Rom give away all his money.
Yeah, it doesn't change like his view, as we see here, where he wants her to wear the skimpy, or in the last episode, when he wants her to wear the no clothing for their wedding.
Right.
It's like, you guys really need to have go to a relationship counselor or something, y'all, because you are not clicking.
Yeah, you need to take some marriage lessons or something before you tie that knot.
Okay, 5 out of 7. See, really coming back on this.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
This one. There wasn't really anything particularly bad about the story of this episode, But there simply wasn't a whole lot fresh about it either. The biggest problem with the episode is that it moves too slowly and covers territory that has been explored many, many times already. To sum this episode into a single word, pedestrian does the job nicely. Even so, considering how annoying Worf has generally been in his supporting roles in the season, it was nice to give him a vehicle here, even if it was a rehashed premise. But the bottom line reveals a show that's one too many trips to the well.
I mean, we're talking about Worf.
Yeah, should narrow it down some.
My first inclination was Soldiers of the Empire, and that's the only really applicable seeming episode on this list, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
All right.
I almost took the Worf part out, because I thought that kind of gave it away, but without that, I felt like there wasn't enough information. It's like, if it just said, to sum up the episode, pedestrian does the job nicely. I'm like, I don't know that's enough information for this. Yeah,
I mean, I was starting to think, like, I know I've made that complaint, that it's like, we've seen this story too many times before. I don't think I would have zeroed in on Soldiers of the Empire for that, though.
Okay, so
I felt that was fresh enough.
Yeah.
We both gave it a commander, so.
Yeah, we liked it well enough. I don't think that I felt it was pedestrian, but we had some problems with it, but not apparently to the level this person did. That's 6 of 8. You're past the halfway mark. Okay, this one says, this episode was terrific on a technical level. Michael Vejar's direction, particularly the lighting, looked absolutely fantastic. The suspense was reasonably taut, and the atmosphere was great. That leaves the story. Bzzzt. The story was minimal, which was fine. The plot was doing a great job of staying out of its way for the first half, which gave the premise just the pot boiler characteristics it needed to be a triumph of technique. The show was entertaining for a long time, but jettisons all believability in the last 2 acts.
I think because when you first started talking, I was thinking of Darkness and the Light, but we already did that one, so I'm going to go for Impact Noir for that one.
It was Impact Noir.
All right. If we hadn't done Darkness and the Light already, I would have...
I thought the Vejar and the lighting thing might have given it away, but...
Yeah. I think you said the word light, and that kind of triggered that in my brain.
Okay, that's 7 of 9. Ooh, hey, we know her.
Hey. And
last one.
How many total? Oh, this is the last
10,
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one says, wow, I'm usually most receptive to the darker, more intense dramas of DS9, but this episode was like a breath of fresh air. Perhaps the best comedy in the history of Trek. This episode utilized deft, understated writing by Ron Moore to create one of the funniest, cutest, most humanly scaled comedies I've ever seen. I loved every minute of this little gem.
I'd have to say that's in the cards.
It is in the cards.
Oh, did he even say Michael Dorn directed?
He didn't say that. No.
Oh, okay. There was a dog barking and I lost my attention for a second.
So that's 8 out of 10. See, you did pretty well there. I actually read those in order of where they appeared in the season, which I didn't intend to do. I wrote them down in order. I was like, I need to mix these up when I go through them. And then I forgot to do that. So there you go. I don't know if that assisted you in any way.
I always use a random number generator to shuffle mine up. There's a website, I forgot to use it this time, but there's a website where you can just like put it in and say like scramble these for me.
Oh, that is nice.
But all right, so
thank you, Jammers Reviews, for providing things that I could steal.
I'll check out that website. So that was your easy quiz.
Yes.
So I don't think this is necessarily my easy quiz, but it's my short quiz.
Okay.
So basically, when I had my original quiz idea, which we'll get to later, there wasn't as much material there as I thought there was.
Okay.
So I was like, well, maybe I'll fall back on doing the episodes from other shows with the same title. That
was fun.
But when I was searching, I realized there's weirdly not a lot that have matching episode titles.
I mean, it's hard this season. You've got like Parmok and Tribbles and Dr. Bashir and Ferengi. So I mean, yeah.
So but I did notice the first few that I was searching, there wasn't like an episode match, but there was a movie match.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, we'll just do movies instead.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'll just type in the title into IMDb, and the first movie that comes up that is an exact title match. So, like, the and A and all that stuff has to be exactly right.
Okay.
I will read the synopsis from that, but only 7 of those actually had synopses. So there's only 7 of these, basically. So, but I will give you the year of the movie, the IMDb rating, and the synopsis.
Okay.
All right.
Well, and it's good to know that I can probably eliminate things like looking for Parmok in all the wrong places. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah. And you can use the episode list and all that. So,
good.
Because I think actually some of these are going to be pretty hard.
I imagine they will be. Yep.
Okay. So from the year 2025, so next year.
So next year.
With no IMDb rating.
Well, obviously, if it doesn't come out yet.
In this inspirational drama, a down-to-earth girl next door's world is turned upside down when she piques the interest of a rough-around-the-edges men's club president.
Men's club president?
Yes. Whatever a men's club is, I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it was like a gambling thing, and maybe in the cards, but, I don't feel like this is an Apocalypse Rising. If it is, that's a very dramatic title for this story. Business as Usual is my guess.
You had it right the first time. It was in the cards.
Oh, see? Okay.
Next, from the year 2016, and the one that I saw that made me absolutely sure that I wanted to do this quiz premise.
Okay.
From the year 2016, with a rating of 4.7, after waking up and discovering that he has undergone gender reassignment surgery, an assassin seeks to find the doctor responsible.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you who's in that movie because It's got Michelle Rodriguez, Tony Shalhoub, and Sigourney Weaver.
Oh wait, so that's a cast. All right.
I know. I was like, how have I never heard of this movie? And then I read the synopsis. I was like, oh.
So there's a couple of buzzwords in there. We've got assassin, and we've got the gender reassignment surgery.
Okay.
So, I mean, that doesn't feel like The Begotten to me, or could be business as usual. You know, they've had gender reassignment, but they're going about their ties of blood and water. I don't think that's a rapture. It could be like He Who Was Without Sin. That would be an ironic. But you said the word in there, and it's triggered for me. I'm going to call it The Assignment.
The Assignment is correct.
Ha!
Nice.
1 for 2. All right, 50%.
Because I guess it's like gender assignment, or...
You said gender reassignment, and for some reason I was instantly like...
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
That sounds like The Assignment.
Yep, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez plays the male assassin who has gone through involuntary gender reassignment and goes on a quest to get the doctor responsible.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would too, let's be honest.
Okay, from the year 1963, with no rating, and there's a very brief synopsis. A soldier in a civil war is trapped on a roof with his commanding officer.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound like The Ship. I was thinking, like, if it's like a Navy movie, maybe it's The Ship. That's not what that sounds like.
So it's a civil war, so who even knows which civil war it is?
They're on a roof, could be Apocalypse Rising, it's coming up towards the roof. Soldier could be for the uniform. Or by Inferno's light, even. There's all sorts of things this could be. It could even be Soldiers of the Empire, depending on where the Civil War is happening. Or Call to Arms. Man, there's a lot of possibilities here. I'm gonna have to pick one of these and randomly. Apocalypse Rising.
Nope, that was Blaze of Glory.
Yeah, that was another one that I was just like, could be this, could be that. There's lots of possibilities there.
Yeah, not much to go on with that one.
Trapped on a Roof just didn't feel like a Blaze of Glory to me.
That's true. I mean, maybe if they're up there just like shooting a million enemies or something.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know anything about this movie. It has no rating on IMDb, like I said, so it might not be a very well-known movie. So from the year 1988, with an IMDb rating of 6... After seeing her husband fail in fighting a battle to keep his factory open, a managerless a manageress, loses her job in a disagreement with the manageress, okay. Loses her job in a disagreement with the manager over sexual harassment of her staff. She accepts the advice of her father and joins his son, a left-wing organizer, and takes her plight to the union. So that was not a very well-written synopsis.
No, I assume that her father's son is her brother, but maybe not. Okay, so manager...
Maybe the manager's son is the left-wing organizer.
Oh, could be. I guess the his is not necessarily clear. Okay, I'm going to assume that she's against the sexual harassment, and that's the problem.
I assume. This was a foreign-looking movie, if I recall correctly, so...
That could be a let he who is without sin, but that doesn't feel like the lesson that we're going for here. It doesn't sound like the ship. Or the ascent, or... Could be the darkness and the light, I suppose. It's not a simple investigation. Could be ties of blood and water. Her father's involved. It's not an Empok nor. I'll say that. This is very... there's a manager and a manageress, and it feels... We're going to the union. This feels business as usual to me. I'm going to go with that.
That is correct.
Ha!
Nice.
That's 2 out of... I don't remember how many at this point, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I was trying to keep track of everything that was going on in that plot, but... Okay, next. From the year 2018, with a rating of 4.1. And this is another short one.
Okay.
They came from a doomed world to save us from the same fate.
Oh, nice of them.
Yeah, whoever they are.
Okay, that could be the ship. That could be in Purgatory Shadow, honestly. That's a little prosaic. It does not feel like a Ties of Blood and Water to me. Could be a Children of Time. They didn't mention time travel, but... It doesn't feel like a Call to Arms. I'm going to try the ship.
That one is Apocalypse Rising.
Okay.
Number 6. From the year 1977, with an IMDb rating of 8.2. 2 Soviet partisans on a mission to gather food contend with the winter cold, the occupying Germans, and their own psyches.
Ooh. Okay. That's... I have no explanation for this.
Okay.
But it feels like The Ascent to me. Maybe it's because it's like Odo and Quark on their own in the cold of the mountain. But that's what it feels like to me. So I'm going to go with it.
That is correct.
Ha!
All right. So you're 3 for 6.
Hey, I'm keeping it to 50% pretty well. All right.
Yeah. So, and you got one more. So.
Okay, this is my chance to get over half.
This is the make or break. From the year 2023, with an IMDb rating of 6.7.
Recent movie. Good.
Since the church foretold that an 80-day apocalyptic darkness would come, a community has lived in constant fear of kidnappers. A 10-year-old youngster who is night blind has never found the village to be more frightful.
Huh. Oh, geez. That the darkness and the light, I'm really getting big, but it could also be like an In Purgatory Shadow or By Inferno's Light sort of thing. I'm going to say the darkness and the light.
That one is Rapture.
That was not one of my top possibilities for that. So,
Yeah, you could be justified, I think, in saying the darkness and the light. So I guess the church foretells that there's going to be 80 days of darkness. They're afraid of kidnappers.
Oh, and then the rapture is like coming? Okay, maybe actually that kind of makes sense to me then.
A 10-year-old youngster who is night blind, so I guess he's not day blind. He can see during the day.
Yeah.
So the darkness, I guess the darkness comes and he's totally blind or something. I don't know.
That does sound scary, yeah.
So 3 for 7, but that's actually, I think, pretty good considering what you had to work with, so.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn again.
Yep.
This one's going to be fun.
All right.
So, I got to thinking about we've had some interesting guest stars on the show overall, and I was trying to figure out a way to use that.
Okay.
And so what I did was, I found episodes I got a guest star from that episode. I went to their IMDb page, and I found other things that they were in. Mostly, it's like, if you go to an IMDb page, it's usually like, known for, and there's like a few things at the top that they're known for above other things. Most of these, I just have what they were known for. On some, I dug in and picked something else from the list.
Okay, I like it.
So basically, I'm going to give you the other things this person has been in. And what I want from you is not the name of the actor or actress, because I kind of doubt that you might know some of those. Okay. But I want you to tell me the episode that they were in. So if you're like, oh, that's the guy from such and such, you don't even have to know his name. You just know that like he was in this episode and he's the guy from that show or movie or whatever.
Okay, got it. So just need the episode title. So I'll pull up my episode list again.
Yeah. And some of them, it's even possible they're in more than one episode. If that's the case, either or any of the episodes from the season they're in is fine.
All right. Got it.
And some of these will be real easy, and some of these are going to be real hard. So,
ooh, okay.
Let's see.
We'll how many of these do you got?
There are 13 of these.
Okay.
We'll start out with what I think is probably the easiest one of all.
Okay.
The other things this person is known for are Cruel Intentions,
okay,
Flowers in the Attic, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, well, that's... until you said One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I had no clue. But that's got to be Louise Fletcher, right? So, well, but I got to say the episodes. So,
right.
Well, I know she was in the cards, so...
There you go. All right. She was actually in 2 episodes this season, but that was one of them. So there you go. Yeah, I the other 2 were difficult for me too, but I was like, well, this third one's on the list, so it's fine.
Because I was like Ryan Phillippe, Reese Witherspoon.
Here next one.
Okay.
85 episodes of Ugly Betty.
Okay.
Shaft, the 2000 movie, and Eraser, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Holy cow! Yeah, thinking about this.
These are the things this person is known for.
I mean, the only other person I remember from Eraser is the lady. You said Ugly Betty?
Yep, 85 episodes of Ugly Betty.
And then Shaft, Sam Jackson version.
The Sam Jackson one, right?
Okay. This is going to have to be a random stab here, so let's see. 85 episodes of Ugly Betty.
Yep. Have you watched any episodes of Ugly Betty? So that probably doesn't help much.
I'm just trying to think who could have been in Ugly Betty. I mean, these are the known fors, right?
Yes.
So it wouldn't be like Wallace Shawn or...
Probably not.
Okay. I'm gonna guess that that's one of the people from Impact Nor. So that's my guess.
No, that is actually that was Vanessa Williams from Let He Who Is Without Sin.
Oh, I forgot that she was in that episode, actually.
Yeah.
That escape. That still wouldn't have helped me, but yeah, I guess she was in the Eraser, right?
Yep. Honestly, Shaft is the one of those that I remember, because I've also never seen Ugly Betty, but...
Right.
Okay, the next one. Hail Caesar.
Okay.
26 episodes of Stargate Atlantis, and 60 episodes of a show that I've never heard of called China Beach, but included here because I love the character's name that they play, Dr. Dick Richard.
Okay. Well, Hail Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's got to be... Who in that movie have I seen on Deep Space Nine? Like, I don't think we saw Clancy Brown this season.
I don't know. We didn't see George Clooney. I know that.
Right. Oh, you know what? Robert Picardo was the rabbi. I remember that. So it's got to be Dr. Bashir, I presume.
It was Dr. Bashir, I presume. There was... one of these wasn't on the known for list, but on the known for list was Star Trek First Contact, and I was like, that might be a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He was the guy who finds it ridiculous that God has a son.
Yep.
Does he have a wife too?
Oh, Robert Picardo. Okay, next guy. Okay. I said guy. I was trying not to say genders. Too late. Anyway,
you could switch it up with a different one.
I could. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Next, guy or girl.
Okay.
known for Pretty Woman, Rock and Roll High School, and Spaceballs.
Oh, it's gotta be... No, Tim Russ wasn't in this season. What am I talking about?
I've never heard of Rock and Roll High School, by the way, but it was on their known for list.
Sure.
So.
Okay, so Pretty Woman. It wasn't Richard Gere, so it wasn't Julia Roberts. That's the only thing I know from there. We're gonna have to focus in on Spaceballs, but like I don't remember seeing John Candy. I don't remember seeing Rick Moranis or Bill Pullman. Tim Russ was in Spaceballs because I was recently watching an interview. He's the we ain't found shit guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I was watching an interview where like half people recognize him as Tuvok and half people recognize him as the we ain't found shit guy.
Nice.
Okay, well I gotta pick something, so...
It's good to have that kind of range.
Spaceballs. That was like 1983 or 84 or something.
For some reason, it feels older to me, but 87 actually.
Oh.
Also, one day ago, they announced, Variety, I'm showing, announced that the Spaceballs 2 is in the works, starring Josh Gad.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, Mel Brooks is no longer with us, right? So...
well, it says Josh Gad is set to star and produce alongside Mel Brooks.
Oh. Mel Brooks still going strong?
Apparently, he is 97 years old and
right,
still good.
Oh, and I forgot to mention last week when we were recording the Call to Arms episode, Willie Mays just died.
Oh.
So, that's some interesting timing.
That is.
Rest in peace, Willie Mays. I hope you actually just went back to your hometown.
To your hometown, yeah. The time you came from.
Okay, so let's get back to this.
Yeah.
I am going to pick Looking for Parmok in All the Wrong Places. Maybe
this
that's
was the person from these was Dae Young, who played Odo's love interest in A Simple Investigation.
Ah, interesting.
Yep. I think she was like a person working at one of the stores in Pretty Woman.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember Spaceballs. Okay, next. This person is known for 14 episodes of The Shield.
Okay.
3 episodes of Prison Break, and 3 episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh, wow. 3 episodes. So, who was on Prison Break? How many episodes of Prison Break? Just 3, though?
3 episodes of Prison Break, yep.
Okay. Wasn't Ethan Phillips in Prison Break? Or no, the guy who played... Someone from Star Trek was on Prison Break, but I don't remember.
This guy was.
Right. If it's just 3 episodes, I don't think I'm going to remember who it was. So, I've never seen The Shield. That had Michael Chiklis in it.
Michael Chiklis was probably in more than 14 episodes.
Yeah, I assume that show... In fact, I was just watching an interview with Walton Goggins where he was talking about being on The Shield, and I think he said that had like 7 seasons or something, so...
I never watched it either, but I believe that.
I didn't even know Walton Goggins was in it, so... Again, I think I'm just going to have to take a stab in the dark, so...
I feel like the biggest hint was the 3 episodes of
Yeah,
Deep
I
Space
think
Nine,
that's
so.
the... Like... But it's 3 episodes of Deep Space Nine overall, so it's not like J.G. Hertzler or...
Not going to be like a Jeffrey Combs or something.
I'm going to say... I'm going to guess that that's Moogie and say that is Ferengi Love Songs.
That was a good guess, although does one of the actresses who play Moogie, since there were multiple ones, appear in 3 episodes? I don't know. No, this was actually Munez, played by F.J. Rio, who appeared in 3 episodes of Deep Space Nine, and the episode was The Ship.
I didn't even remember that. I remembered he was in 2. I didn't remember he was in 3.
Yeah, apparently his 3 episodes, I had to look that up myself because I was like, was he really in 3? Starship Down and Hard Time in Season 4, and then The Ship in Season 5.
I was looking at the Deep Space Nine IMDb page, and like the guy who plays Jones has more credits than like Nog.
Yes, I think I noticed that same thing because it's just like every episode in the background or something.
Right. I never even noticed that guy we gotta be on Jones Watch more often.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Next one. Dodgeball, Miss Congeniality, and Airplane 2, the sequel.
Okay, well, Dodgeball's got... okay, who from Dodgeball's in this season? Oh my gosh, is it William Shatner?
It's William Shatner!
I was thinking, okay, I'm never going to remember who's in Airplane 2. And I was like, oh, William Shatner was in Airplane 2. What a coincidence. And I'm like, wait a second.
Also, one episode of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and 2 episodes of Columbo.
Nice.
But, yeah. All right.
Did he play 2 different villains?
He did. Columbo? He played the bad guy 2 times, and they were 2 different guys. Yep.
I know Columbo liked to just repeat their guest bad guys.
Yep. Leonard Nimoy was a guest bad guy one time, but was Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke was really good.
Oh, yeah. He was the photographer. I remember that one.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. 45 episodes of 24.
Ooh.
93 episodes of Castle. Okay. And the 2019 Lion King.
Well, I'm never going to get it from the Lion King, so...
Yeah.
How many episodes? So there was Castle.
Yep.
There was... What was the first one?
45 episodes of 24 and 93 episodes of Castle.
All right. I feel like 24... I mean, I don't remember any of the side characters from Castle that were in that many episodes. So I feel like I got to focus on 24 here. So who was in 24? There was a guy in 24. He played the president at one point. And I feel like I've seen him on Deep Space Nine. I feel like he was a Bajoran or something. But what episode was that? I'm looking through the episode list. I can see his face.
I didn't actually say it, but this William Shatner episode was the Tribbles episode, the Trials and Tribulations. I guess I didn't force you to state that, but I think we all understood.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my bad. Okay. No, he was in an episode of Deep Space Nine, but I don't think it was this season, so I don't think I'm thinking of the right guy. Who else was in 24? I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to have to pick one. Okay. Oh. No. That's right, because I remember watching that episode and thinking it was one guy, but it was a different guy, so it's not that guy. And I don't think that guy was in 24 anyway. But I'm going to say The Darkness and the Light.
So the episode was actually Rapture, which was the one and only appearance this season of Captain Cassidy Yates.
Oh.
Played by Penny Johnson-Jones.
Oh, was she was Dennis Haysbert's wife in that show, right? I think.
In 24, I didn't watch most of 24, so I don't know.
Something Palmer, right? Or something like that.
But on Castle, she was the captain of the precinct for most of the seasons of that show.
I never realized that. Okay.
Okay. Next. RoboCop, Broken Arrow, and Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country are what this person was known for.
Okay, well, that's obviously Kurtwood Smith. What episode was he in? That was Things Past, right?
That's right.
Okay.
There's an easy one for you. I was like, I could just say RoboCop and it would be fine, probably. But
yeah. Yeah, when you said, what was that last one you said?
Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
Okay, yeah, for sure that's Kurtwood Smith. So
this one, I would be very surprised if you get this one. Because I suspect that you may not have seen any of these things.
Okay.
But this is what this person was known for. Crocodile Dundee 3, As Good as It Gets, and 47 episodes of a show called Another World.
Wow. I played a video game called Another World.
Oh.
I have seen As Good as It Gets, like, when it came out, like, 20 years ago or something. I think I watched it with my mom or something. And what was the first one again?
Crocodile Dundee 3, the Los Angeles one.
Oh, yeah, I think I stopped at the one he goes to New York.
The first one?
No, I thought... Was the first one the one where he goes to New York?
Yeah, and then the second one is...
Oh, they go... That's right. Yeah, the first one is when he goes to New York, and the second one is when they go to Australia. That's right.
Honestly, I really like Crocodile Dundee 3, and even I saw this on the list, and I was like, oh, you're right, that person is in that. I never would have connected that. So
yeah, I definitely have not seen any of that stuff, except for As Good as It Gets. I don't think Jack Nicholson appeared... I think Jack Nicholson was the star of As Good as It Gets, right? If not, I'm thinking of a different movie.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson was a background actor in this season of Deep Space Nine, didn't you know?
Yep, we're taking a wild stab. And we're going to say... I mean, that wasn't Cousin Gayla, because you would have said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so...
I would have.
What year did that Crocodile Dundee movie come out? Like, that was... I've lost track of the Crocodile Dundee movies.
It was like, this was the one that came years later. 2001.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm gonna guess... I forgot which ones we've done already, even.
Well, I will give you...
you said it might be... You said it might be more than one episode for each.
Yep.
Part, yeah.
I'll give you an additional hint since this one is ridiculous.
Okay.
This episode has already come up once in this thing, and this actor or actress we have mentioned by name in this episode.
Ooh, okay. Well then, we mentioned the actor by name. I'm going to do a quick scan. If I can't come up with it, I'm just guessing. So okay, I'm going to say, because I still have no clue, so I'm going to say Apocalypse Rising. I'm going to say that's maybe J.G. Hertzler.
It is The Ship again, and this is Caitlin Hopkins, who we mentioned earlier.
Oh, of course.
And in case anyone's wondering, she plays the teacher in Crocodile Dundee 3, who has a crush on Crocodile Dundee.
Nice.
The next one is Smokin' Aces, The Scorpion King, Star Trek Insurrection, and 3 episodes of Alias.
What the heck? Okay. Scorpion King, Star Trek Insurrection, Alias. What was the other one?
Smokin' Aces, Scorpion King, Star Trek Insurrection, Alias.
I haven't seen Smokin' Aces. I don't even remember who was in Smokin' Aces.
I think since it came out, I haven't seen Smokin' Aces.
Okay, so let's focus on Insurrection. Okay, there was that guy in Star Trek Insurrection. Was it like one of the aliens? Well, I mean, like one of the henchman alien guys. I feel like this is firing a neuron somewhere.
Yeah, we probably brought up in the episode that this person was in
Yeah, I feel like it's ringing some kind of bell that we might have talked about this, but I just got to... I'm going to say Soldiers of the Empire. That had lots of guest stars. Let's just play the odds.
Nope, this one is Looking for Parmok in All the Wrong Places. The actor is Joseph Ruskin, who plays the Klingon, her like older Klingon guy associate. And I think he may have even like famously been in an episode of the original series, but I don't remember offhand actually.
I know we talked about him, but that was a long time ago we talked about that episode.
Yeah, he was in the Gamesters of Triskelion. So,
ooh.
Okay, next.
All right.
All of the Toy Story movies.
Okay.
Vegas Vacation. And 53 episodes of Young Sheldon.
Vegas Vacation.
I never saw the Vegas Vacation.
Yeah, I don't think that's one of the vacation movies, right?
Yeah.
Never watched any Young Sheldon. So, that can't possibly be Wallace Shawn, but I'm going to say Ferengi Love Songs.
It was Wallace Shawn in Ferengi Love Songs. This is one of... I said specifically...
Oh, okay.
There was at least one that I was like... I went for some others than the known for.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Although, honestly, the known for here was My Dinner with Andre, The Incredibles, Vegas Vacation, and The Princess Bride. So, other than The Princess Bride, I don't know that... I've never seen My Dinner with Andre, though.
Yeah. So. Well, he's the guy who's not Andre. He's me.
Yeah.
He's the guy having dinner with Andre. I've never seen it, but I know that's like kind of one of the things he's really famous for. That was like one of his early breakout roles or whatever.
Okay, 2 left, and you're not doing too badly.
All right.
Considering that I was like, this is the hard one. Okay, this one is Shooter.
Okay.
38 episodes of a show called Continuum, and 7 episodes of Mad Men.
Oh, that was the dude from In the Cards, right?
Yep, I knew with the Mad Men you would get it. But yes, it's Brian Markinson from In the Cards.
Whew.
Nice. Okay, last one. Octopussy, A Clockwork Orange, and Beverly Hills Cop.
I feel like we talked about someone being in A Clockwork Orange.
In A Clockwork Orange, yeah, we sure did.
Okay. Octopussy. I don't remember who was in Octopussy.
Octopussy was in there.
I don't even remember that movie, I don't think.
I very vaguely remember it.
That was a Roger Moore, right?
Yes, I think it was.
Okay.
Because it was like I think it was an 80s, which would have been Roger Moore time.
So, Let's focus on A Clockwork Orange.
Apparently, Octopussy is about a fake Fabergé egg being discovered on... See, I don't remember any of this stuff. Yeah, I need to watch that one again, I guess.
Yeah. I remember we talked about what guy it was. It was like one of the cops or something, right? No. I thought it was one of the cops and you said it was someone else. Anyway, I'm not going to get it. So, I think it was an older guy. It would have to be an older guy. He was in A Clockwork Orange, so I'm going to guess Ties of Blood and Water.
No. This one, he was our favorite weapons dealer in Business as Usual.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Haggath or whatever.
Haggath, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 6 out of 13, so almost half. That's pretty good, considering that I was like, this is the hard one.
Yeah, it's like we're just hovering under that 50% mark there. Okay, so I got this quiz. This is the quiz I originally came up with. I realized... Okay, so the quiz is... I'm going to tell you a location, and I want you to tell me 3 pieces of information.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what episode this location was seen or mentioned in.
All right.
Who of the people we know went there? And why did they originally go there?
Originally, okay.
Not necessarily what happened when they got there, but why did they originally go there?
Okay.
And this was a little harder to put together than I realized because it turns out there was not as many named locations as I remembered in this season. But
really interesting.
I found 10, then I found one more randomly at the last minute. So there's actually 11 in this thing, but. See if we can knock him out. All right.
Hold on. Give me again what information you're wanting from me. So I'm
Episode.
People
who went there. And why did they originally go there?
Okay.
So the very first location I'll tell you is the Fire Caves of Bajor.
Okay. Who went to the Fire Caves of Bajor? So there was the episode where they were gonna go to the Fire Caves, but then they didn't. But I don't even know if that was this season.
Someone definitely went to the Fire Caves of Bajor this season.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like it was Cisco and Jake who were going to go, and then was that when Cisco was like, yeah, or when Jake was like, I need to stay and hang out with this alien who's going to drain my life force.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was last season.
That was last season. Yeah. Okay. I can use the episode list for this,
yeah,
right?
Totally.
Okay. Scroll through this. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, okay, that's easy. Because, spoiler, we know who lives in the fire caves. Is the Pa Wraiths. And so...
Right. It's not even a spoiler. They said it in the episode.
Yeah.
So.
Keiko went to the fire caves.
Correct.
In the episode The Assignment.
Correct.
And she went to... Okay, given that she's a botanist, she was probably on some, or exploration expedition where she was looking at botany things.
I'll give you that. She went to go look at some fascinating fungus.
Fungus, yeah, okay. That's a botany thing, sure.
Okay, next location. Ryza.
Oh, well, Ryza is obviously, that's from that episode that we hate, Let He Who Was Without Sin. And who goes to Ryza? Well, originally it was going to be Worf and Jadzia so they could take a vacation, but then Bashir and Lita come along for their breakup vacation, and then Quark comes along because he wants some Jamaharan.
Perfect score.
Yeah.
Yes. Worf and Dax for vacation, Bashir and Lita for Bajoran separation ritual, and Quark for Jamaharan.
Yep.
Okay. Agilon Prime.
Okay, this is...
Now we're getting into the harder ones.
Now we're getting into the... Agilon Prime. Okay, looking down the list again.
Yep.
Who went to Agilon Prime and why? I have no idea. I'm gonna have to pass completely.
Not even gonna take a guess?
Okay, yeah, I'll take a guess. It was... When did they go to a planet? That probably isn't Agilon Prime. Looking for Parmok, they don't go to a planet. Here, the first one where they might go to a planet. Nor the battle to the strong. And who goes to a planet in that episode? I don't even remember that episode. Is that the one where Bashir and Jake go? Okay, I'm going to say Nor the battle to the strong, and it's the Bashir and Jake episode. I don't even remember if that's true. And if it was the Bashir and Jake episode, Jake was writing a thing on Bashir, and then they were like, oh, we got a distress call from this planet about Klingons attacking. We are going to go and help.
Perfect score.
You're kidding.
Jake and Bashir went there in Nor the battle to the strong to aid a Federation field hospital in a colony under attack by Klingons, and for Bashir and for Jake to get a good story.
Wow. Okay. Because I was going down the list. I'm like, Apocalypse Rising, that's not the planet they go to. The ship, they go to a planet, but I don't think it'd be Agilon Prime. And so that was just, okay. Well, that looked out.
Yeah. Good job. Perfect score so far. So next, I have a feeling you'll get this. Deep Space Station K7.
Oh, okay. Well, Deep Space Station K7 is from Trials and Tribulations.
Okay.
And, I mean, the whole crew, well, does everybody go to K7? I mean, because they split up at first, and Bashir and O'Brien go to the Enterprise.
Yeah. I will count just being near K7. You don't have to say who went actually on the station. Or
the whole crew went there, and they did it to, like, stop that guy from changing the past. Was that not the original reason they went?
Well, okay, I'll give it to you. So yeah, Sisko, Dax, O'Brien, Odo, Bashir, Kira, and Worf. Basically everybody but Quark. They were brought back in time by Arn Darvin, who was attempting to change the events that led to his exile. So, I guess they didn't have a choice in going there, but when they got there, I guess that was their primary goal. So, you said he was trying to change the past, so yeah, good enough. All right, next location, Taiga Corps.
Oh, Taiga Corps. That's the one they go to in Apocalypse Rising. And
who goes there?
Sisko, Worf, O'Brien, and Odo go. Not Dax for some reason. That's never sufficiently explained. And they go there to expose Gowron as a founder.
Yep.
Originally.
Correct. Okay, the Trevis system.
Travis system.
The Trevis system?
Travis system.
I have no idea. Okay. I'm going to go with what worked so well for me last time, just going down the list.
This is the one that I randomly stumbled across at the last minute. If that helps you
with anything. The ship
anything.
could have been the Trevis system.
Travis system.
But I don't know that it was. It's not Let He Who's Without Sin. We've already done this. Things past, they don't go to any system, I don't think. No, they go to a specific planet in the Ascent. I feel like it wouldn't be just the system. The Begotten, they don't go anywhere. I'm going to say... No, I don't feel like... I was going to say that's where... Because the next one is in Purgatory Shadow. I was like, is that... But I don't think that's right. I'm going to say that Kira goes there in the darkness and the light to find the guy who's killing her friends.
No, the Trevis system is the location of Impak Nor.
Travis system.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, I never would have gotten that. Even though that was a super recent episode that we did.
Right. I didn't remember that at all either, but then I was flipping through the episode or something, I saw that. Okay, next one. Gaia.
Gaia. Oh, that's the name of the planet in Children of Time. And the whole crew goes there because Jadzia detects some weird stuff and wants to make her discovery and basically convinces everyone's like, hey, there could be something really interesting there. And if we don't go right now, we'll never find out.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So yeah, Sisko, Dax, Odo, Kira, O'Brien, and Bashir went to look at a planet with a mysterious energy barrier and satisfy Dax's curiosity of how life forms on the planet have adapted to the quantum fluctuations of that barrier.
Which I don't know that we ever find out.
Oh, no, definitely not. I don't think she ever was... Oh, by the way, how do the local life forms adapt to this energy barrier?
Surely you've studied that in the 300 years you've been here or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, the guy who was her...
Yeah, exactly.
Surely, yeah. So, okay, next. Solosos 3.
Solosos 3? Ugh. I'm gonna call that one the Darkness and the Light one, where Kira goes to find the guy who killed her friends.
That is the episode in For the Uniform, where Cisco and the Defiant crew, including Nog, force Eddington's hand by threatening and ultimately carrying out a chemical weapons attack on a Maquis colony.
Good times.
Yeah. Good time was had by all. Torga 4.
Torga. Okay. Could that be the ship? The ship is just top of the list, and so like I keep looking at that one first.
Sure.
Or could that be? I can't just keep guessing the dark and the light. That's gonna screw me over. So I'm just gonna go with the ship. Since I keep seeing that one at the top of the list, I'm gonna say it's the ship. And if it was the ship, that means that Cisco and O'Brien and Munez and a bunch of other Starfleet people go there, but they didn't bring the Defiant. They came on a runabout because it wasn't a Dominion sort of. They're in the Gamma Quadrant, but they weren't expecting the Dominion. They were there to look at, like, they were taking like soil samples for a mining survey or something.
Okay, I'll give you all that.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the ship. Cisco, Dax, Worf, O'Brien, Muniz, and a bunch of red shirts went to survey the planet for cormalline deposits and determine the feasibility of a mining operation.
Okay. Cormalline. Right. How could I have forgotten cormalline?
That very important substance that gets mentioned all the time. Next planet, Marva 4.
Marva. A lot of 3s and 4s going on. Okay. Okay, well, I've gotten Apocalypse rising out of the way. I've gotten the ship out of the way. There could
be multiple locations for one episode.
Okay. I feel like I'm going on the list again. For some reason, I feel like this is it's just something in my brain is ticking that this is like a Badlands adjacent or in planet, which would have to be like For the Uniform or Blaze of Glory. I'm going to say that it's the place in Blaze of Glory where Cisco and Eddington go to supposedly stop the rockets that never actually existed.
So close. It is the place in For the Uniform where Cisco goes to meet with the Maquis informant.
Oh, so I was right that it was a Badlands thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right.
So, I don't know.
Cisco went there, so
yeah,
I guess
I'll give you half credit. I don't know.
A piece of a point, yeah.
And then last location, okay. Athos 4.
Another 4. Athos. I feel like I remember commenting on Athos.
We definitely did
because of the Three Musketeers thing. Which one would that have been though? I feel like this wasn't terribly long ago that I was making the Three Musketeers comment. We know it's not Empok Nor because we just did that. They didn't go anywhere in Call to Arms. They didn't go anywhere in the Cards. We did Children of Time. I don't remember Planet Soldiers of the Empire. They went to Ferenginar and Ferengi Love Songs. Okay, so if it was recent, the only one it could have been was Blaze of Glory. In which case, I'm going to repeat my last answer, that Cisco and Eddington go there to stop the missiles that don't exist.
Correct.
Yeah! Okay.
Yes, Cisco and Eddington go there to stop the supposed missile attack against Cardassia. Which, of course, is all a ruse. Alright, so you got out of 11... so you got 8 totally right, and 1 partially right. So
broke the 50% barrier. I'll take that.
Good job. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do locations like Ferenginar or Bajor.
Yeah, it's a little bit easy.
That would have been, and plus it's like, planets they go to all the time. So
also true. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that was a fun time.
A long episode.
Yeah. I think people like the trivia based on the fact that I've seen people skip to the trivia segments of these wrap-ups. So, but anyway, yeah, I guess we'll hurry up and call it there. I think we forgot to introduce ourselves at the beginning. I'm Fletcher.
I'm Data.
We'll see you for next season. We might be a week late because I'm going on vacation. Depends on how fast I can edit and turn around these episodes and record a new one. But thank you for joining us this season. Come back for season 6 wherever you listen to this. So, and don't stand between me and the
the thing that you're going to come up with for season 6.
Don't stand between me and the overly stretched sign out for next season. Goodbye.